to the OMG Hour.
And welcome everybody to episode number 277 of the OMG Hour today on December 7th, 2017. It's got all the sevens. It's the show with all the sevens.
You said 17, really weird there.
17.
Teen.
Yes.
You know, if you're dialing that into the phone, you can't go back.
No, you cannot go back. Welcome, I am Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion Tane.
And I'm Jeff. Hey, everybody. Good evening.
Jeff, you don't sound too thrilled.
No, I got really tired all of a sudden. I don't know what it is.
All of a sudden.
It might be because I'm drinking, so.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
That doesn't happen all of a sudden, though. That happens after a few.
Not with me, it doesn't.
Oh.
All right, Tico, introduce yourself.
Yes, Tico, Mr. Second Place. Here.
Here?
Here.
Not there? You're not here.
Present. Present.
Okay. Excellent.
Present.
Welcome, gentlemen. We have a show. Surprisingly enough, we have a show this whole
It's
week.
a pretty good show.
Yes, it turned out to be a fairly decent list of stuff to talk about.
We're not going to get through all this. There's no way.
Well,
Nah. Well, fortunately, I played nothing this week,
well,
so that'll
yeah,
help.
exactly. Look at the list of games. Let's start with the list of games we have. Tico, what did you do this week? You have a
played-
huge list, like you usually do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I played... I mean, I played Assassin's Creed and Lego Superheroes 2 and stuff like that, but everybody's heard about those, so... Yeah.
Nobody cares about Assassin's
Nobody
Creed.
cares. And then I picked up Battle Chasers Night War for the Xbox One, but we talked about that already, because we played that, you and I, together on the PlayStation.
Yes. That was a fun game. We did an OMG Hits for it.
Yes, which is why I picked that up. And then I played Skyforge. So I tried out...
So we played that back a while ago on PS4, and it's now on Xbox.
Yes.
So what'd you think?
Came out. It's I guess it's in beta on Xbox. I'm not impressed, to be entirely honest with you.
Well, how much of an MMO fan are you, though? Have you played a lot of MMOs?
I have. I was like huge into World of Warcraft and EverQuest. I played a little bit of as well. Like I've played a lot of these before. It's just didn't like the I don't know. It felt very generic to begin with. 3 playable classes in the beta, and the voice acting was just terrible. Terrible.
Well, I mean, even in the full game, you'll start with 3 playable classes, and then as you go, you unlock more classes, and then you can switch classes whenever you want.
Yeah, they've added a lot of classes to it over the last 6 months.
It looks like, because you're in this big area where you select your classes, and there's 3 of them available for you to choose from. There's like a whole bunch of like blank spots for the other ones there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll play it a little bit more, but like so far I know it's like killing generic rat people and stuff so far, and
I didn't play it for very long, to be honest with you. I kind of got bored with it.
Yeah.
So
it's not one of those ones like when I played Warcraft, it was I got to get back in there and do some quests and do some stuff, and this one here is just doing nothing for me.
That's interesting because I hate Warcraft. I don't hate Warcraft, but I've never been able to get into that game. But I liked Skyforge. I thought it was okay. I mean, it's still not as good as Guild Wars 2.
Man, I mean, hey, Guild Wars on the console. Do you think it would work?
Yes.
Funnily enough, it was actually announced for console way before this generation started, but then it was canceled.
That's too bad.
Yeah,
I think it would do well on the console. I'd love to play it again. Yeah,
but also another one of my favorite MMOs, Black Desert Online, is coming to Xbox One and PlayStation 4, apparently.
Yes.
It was announced much later. So I'm definitely going to be hopping into those to check those out.
Yeah.
It's MMOs I find are always better. I've never played a good MMO on a console. Like I played Skyforge on PC, then I played it on console, and it's better on PC, you know? And I imagine it's going to go for the same thing with Black Desert Online. But with Black Desert Online, now that I don't have a gaming computer anymore at all, you know, I'd be curious to check it out on console. So
Yeah, I mean, there's more options on PC, right? You can do things faster.
Yeah.
You've got the numbers for all your spells and all your abilities, so it's a heck of a lot faster to do stuff on a PC for sure. When speaking about an MMO, and what I've always liked, the reason why I enjoy an MMO on PC as well is because I don't have to use the WASD controls. I can use mouse for movement, right? And it, to me, that just seems natural. And then I've got my hand. I have actually a speed pad that I use for MMOs. Right, which
I had one of those. I have one still somewhere.
I have it. Give me a second. It's right here. Oh, it's got dust on it. Dust and gross stuff. But yeah, I have a Belkin speed pad that I use for an MMO, and it's actually amazing. You know, I can map all my abilities on like 14, 15 keys there, and I'm good to go for any MMO.
You know what? I think Black Desert Online doesn't have click to move.
Doesn't it really?
No, it doesn't, because it's more of an action RPG MMO. So your left click is literally, it's like one click, one swing, and then there's combos and there's spell abilities. It's actually got a really deep combat system.
So I have to use WASD?
You'll probably have to use WASD.
I'm not playing.
Well, I mean, you're not playing on PC anyway. You'll just check it on console.
Well, yeah, if I can't, I can't do WASD. My brain does not.
You're
think
weird,
like
man.
That. My brain doesn't think like that.
Most people can't do analog sticks, and you're the one guy that can't do WASD.
Right?
That's weird.
Right? Everyone say hi to Sid Bolton. He's watching us on the YouTube at the moment.
Sid. Hey, Sid.
Welcome to the live show, Sid. Yeah, so that was what you played, Tico. And Jeff,
that's it.
Jeff, I want to know all about. I haven't jumped in yet to Destiny 2. Curse of Osiris launched this week.
Yes, it did.
So tell us about Curse of Osiris.
Okay, so for starters, the campaign is very short. It was probably in the length of 2.5 hours. Not super long for the majority of like the big part of the story. It adds a whole bunch of other stuff. I gotta say, so far I'm really liking it.
Easily done solo. Like it's not.
Oh yeah, there was definitely some boss battle. I mean, it was much harder than the vanilla campaign.
Okay.
But it was like, you know, I went into it at 303 light, I think, and the required light level was like 230, 240, 250.
You know, if I remember correctly, other than the first missions in like you have to do solo in Destiny 2, I don't think I did any of the story mission solo. I think it was I did the entire story with you, I believe.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe I did a couple, and then you joined me, and I finished the rest with you.
Yeah.
So. I enjoy playing Destiny, with other people. It's just more fun.
I do too. I played a little bit with Oliver. I've been playing mostly in the mornings or at lunch breaks, so not really too much in the evening, which is why you haven't seen me on.
I haven't been on my PS4.
Oh yeah. So like today, I finished it on my lunch break because I was working from home. So I'm like, oh, it's lunchtime. I'm gonna go play some Destiny, and I was like, oh, that's it. So. The big thing that this adds is a new planet called Mercury. The explorable area is very, very small.
Oh, really?
And very small.
Oh.
And then it gives you this thing called the Infinite Forest, which is sort of like a randomized dungeon every time you go through it. And I don't want to say it's like completely random. It's sort of like you load up segments of the dungeon, and then it loads a random segment, so the segments are pre-made. Anyway, it's really weird.
Oh.
So yeah, you know, it's kind of interesting. It took me a long time to get any of the new gear. I say a long time, but I mean it came out on what, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Today's Thursday.
It took you so long.
Yeah, it felt like it took a long time. But you know, there's a lot of content for me to go play now. So they've added heroic strikes, which is good. Although they're only at 270 light. I don't even know what the new cap is. The new level cap is 25, so that was fun. I think my light level is somewhere between 310 and 315 now.
Wow.
It's good. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed a lot of the encounters. You know, for the most part, it was all good. There was definitely some things that were boring, like the Infinite Forest, I think was... They were touting that as like this big new, like, random dungeon thing. And I'm like, no, it's just kind of boring.
So you're saying random, but it basically it randomly loads a preset map, is what you're saying.
Well, no. So the way it works is you go through this warp gate, and then you land on a platform. And then it's not a very big platform. I mean, it's kind of big. It's like a little mini environment. And then it takes you maybe like 3 to 5 minutes to clear it. And after you clear it, then you go up to a gate. And then you activate that gate, and then it loads another one of these little island things. And then you go into that island, and you clear that gate. And you do that about 5 times, and that's the infinite forest. Until you get to the other side of this big chasm, because it's all like floating out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
it's really hard to explain, but you're basically loading a series of, like, you're getting a random map segment, and then you get a bunch of segments in a row while you're going anywhere. It's kind of weird to explain, but you know what? As soon as you play it for the first time, you'll understand exactly what it is.
Sure.
The problem is that those, even though all those little map segments have are like, it's a new one every time, they're all very generic looking. So it's not like they're exciting to play. There's no new mechanics on them. It's like, oh, now it's going to load a Vex map. Now it's going to load a Fallen map. Now it's going to load a Hive map, and then you're just sort of going through it, doing the thing, and it's just not that interesting, you know.
Right. Now, so I am level like 289. Okay, I haven't even hit 300 yet. You with Curse of Osiris, am I going to level up faster now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that stuff about like the max level you can get from blues, that's all been reset. So I think the max level you can get from a blue now, so far for me, has been 300.
Wow. So
yeah.
I'm going to hit 300 pretty quick.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Okay.
It won't even take that long. A couple pieces of new gear and you'll be right there.
Cool. Yeah. I definitely need to jump back in. Like, I have not been playing my PS4 now in 2 weeks. The Switch has completely taken over my life.
Yeah, and it had for me too. You know, I've been playing. Actually, I still played a lot of Switch this week. Usually in the evenings when I just wanted to relax.
Yeah. Well, that's what's great about the Switch is I feel a little more relaxed just playing because I can just go upstairs into my living room where there is no TV, just sit, by the Christmas tree, and just relax with Skyrim or whatever, right? Well, let's be honest, it's been Skyrim.
Yeah.
But there's just something so, I don't know, more like just more peaceful about just playing a game than just sitting on my couch, not in front of a TV, and just enjoying a full-on AAA experience on the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh, this is the part where I died, isn't it? Dang, that was so lame.
Well, then on that note, why don't we move to a different game so no one sees you die again?
Oh, sure.
Do you have anything more to say about Destiny, or?
Not really. I mean, I really like it. There's still a lot of controversy about this game going on right now. Some people are very unhappy, but we can talk about controversy later, I think.
Yeah, well, the one thing, actually, I'm going to let the video play a little more, but anyway.
Okay.
But the one thing we talked a little bit about today, and I didn't even think about it when we talked about they were raising the level caps, especially for the raid, is that anyone who doesn't have this DLC, if you've got vanilla Destiny 2, we're like 3 months into Destiny 2's life, and now all of a sudden there are people out there who can't even do the raid because they don't have this DLC, and they will never meet those level requirements.
They can't do the prestige raid.
Right.
They can do the normal raid.
But it's harder for them to reach the minimum level requirement.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yeah.
So without the raid, it's going to be way more difficult to get what you need to get into it.
The big thing is that, and like, we got to be clear, like Destiny 1 did this all the time, is that every time they release an expansion for Destiny, typically there's a little bit of old content that gets either completely removed from the game or you get level capped out of it. And it's very much one of those games where you really do have to buy all the expansions if you want to keep playing, or if you want to get all the new content, right? I mean, there's nothing for you, and it's exactly the same way as it was in Destiny. We have heroic strikes now, but you can't play a heroic strike if you don't have the expansion pass, and that was exactly the same way it was in Destiny 1. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's I guess I was surprised that people were surprised, but when I actually thought about it for a second, I was like, yeah, okay, I kind of get that.
Well, but at the same time, we're talking about a 3-month-old game that is now inaccessible to people who bought it.
Well, it's not inaccessible. A little bit of content got changed. I mean, the raid got changed, and you don't get access to some of the new features that you don't pay for. But I mean, the most of the core game is still playable. And just as a fun fact, this one boss that I'm fighting right now, he was a pain. He was really tough to solo. He killed me a bunch of times.
Oh well, then I'm definitely going to need your help.
Yeah,
I don't solo bosses very well.
Who's going to help me? Somebody has to come and help me too.
Well,
we told you to buy it on PlayStation.
Yeah, dude, you didn't listen.
I didn't bring the PlayStation into the new office.
It's not our fault.
I don't know what you want me to do, but you want me to go over there and move it for you, you friggin' slacker?
Yeah, come for a visit, Jeff. That would be lovely to have you.
All right, well, let's move on to my game, but before we do that, we're going to say hello to Glenn. Glenn's watching us. Say hi, Glenn.
Glenn, too?
Glenn is watching us today.
I have another game.
Sid.
Oh, you do?
He has another game.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
he gets to
do
talk
have
twice.
another game. Oh, yeah, sorry.
He gets to talk twice this time.
All right.
I also picked up Stardew Valley for the Nintendo Switch.
Right, and you're going to buy me a copy so that I can
I'm not buying you a copy. Stop trying. All day he's been trying.
Hey, I can capture video. You can't.
Then people will just have to imagine it. It's a 16-bit pixel game. So Stardew Valley, I think we've talked about it on the show before. It's essentially a remake of Harvest Moon made by one guy. Anyway, I have been waiting to play this game on the Switch. I didn't want to play it on PC. I didn't want to play it on PlayStation. I wanted to play it on the Switch because to me, this is like, I'm going to play a 16-bit game. That to me says handheld game, and I want to play it at my Switch, and I'm so glad. It is so much fun on the Switch. I got my farm going. I've got a bunch of ladies that I'm going to go try and date later. There's all sorts of weird like mysteries and stuff going on. Man, what a great game.
Yeah?
It had a bunch of bugs in it. It recently got patched. Apparently they fixed a really huge swath of bugs, and I'm having so much fun with this game. I love this game.
So it's worth the $17?
At $17, I think it's worth it. I mean, that's not a lot.
No, it's not.
Or
what about $19?
I don't know. Whatever it was under 20. And
no, I think it's $16.99 when I looked at it.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it's not an expensive game at all.
No.
But
and I'm really loving it.
Yeah, okay. I've been super interested in that game, so I'm kind of hoping. I kind of put some hints out that I want some Nintendo money for Christmas, so I'm kind of holding out hope that I'll get some of that, and I can pick up Mario Odyssey and Stardew Valley. Those are the two games I've been wanting to play on Switch. But I actually played PC games this week.
What?
Can you believe this? I actually opened up...
I don't believe you at all.
I opened up Steam. Do you remember that thing?
I have Steam. I have that.
Right. So, Tico.
Yes, I've heard of Steam.
Yeah. Yes, I know you have. So, Tico, you know our curse packs, our PAX curse. You know,
yes.
Where games that we love at PAX, and then we get the actual game, and it turns out that it's a disappointment.
Well, this one here was a weird one because this is one it was year one. We saw this one and we're really impressed, and then saw it year two and we're less impressed than year one.
I wasn't. I've been impressed with this game since like for the last 2 years. So
Are you still impressed?
It's finally released. It is a game called 7: The Days Long Gone, and this is a Thief/Assassin's Creed inspired isometric action platformer. So it's got your stealth. It's got all the the Thief and Assassin's Creed stuff in it, right? I'm only about an hour in, which is still super early in this game. It is an RPG as well. So there's conversation trees. There's lots of weapons to choose from and skills, and so I haven't really gotten super far, but I am really enjoying the stealth aspects of it. You know, you can sneak around, you can hide in the bushes, much like we did in the Shadow Warriors game. What was that? The game Shadow Tactics. That really didn't turn out to be as great as we thought it was.
Yeah.
But I am actually quite thrilled with the way this is playing so far. The combat feels good. It's fluid. I didn't find it super difficult to pick up, and even if you do have to do outright combat, it's not difficult. It's pretty easy. Although I do find the controls to be somewhat strangely mapped. Like the attack button is the right bumper, not the right trigger. The right bumper is your attack and your like wielding your weapon, which seems a little odd. You know, if you're trying to be sort of like a stealth Assassin's Creed, then to me your attack should be like maybe the X button on Xbox, right? Like a face button, which would make a little more sense. But you can, at least on the PC version, you can remap the controls. I believe you can remap them. I saw some mapping in there. I left it as is, but so I'm going to try remapping them to make it feel a little more like I'm playing an Assassin's Creed. There's, you know, you've got the climbing mechanics, you've got the hiding in the bushes. It is definitely stealth and Assassin's Creed inspired. It takes place in in the far future. It's sort of like it's very techno. You know, they even call the guys in charge the techno magi's. So kind of like Technomancer. Remember that game back in the summer?
Yeah.
So it's techno. It's future technology, almost like future tech, but steampunky type thing.
Said tech a lot there, Sean.
Tech, yeah, it's tech. A lot of tech. Did I mention that there's a lot of technology? There was something else I was going to say about it. I just lost it. It went right out of my head.
Well, was it about the tech?
It might have been
anything to do with the tech.
It might have been about the tech. Like I said, the controls just feel a little weird, but it does play well. You know, the camera. Because it's an isometric, you know, because you have... I feel like, because I'm trying to hide, I'm trying to do things stealthy, there are many times when I feel like I can't see far enough ahead because of the angle of the camera. Like, I want to pull it down more behind me so that I can see further to see who's coming. Because you want to watch the paths of the guards. You want to move from cover to cover without being seen. But I feel like I can't see far enough to see whether there's somebody there.
Yeah.
So the isometric view is a little bit of a hindrance in playing. Because there was a couple of times when I started walking up this ramp, and then I get up near the top, and suddenly I see a guard. Well, I couldn't see him at the bottom of the ramp because of the isometric view. So it's almost like I saw him too late. And when you're trying to do a cover-based stealth mechanic, you need to be able to see where your enemies are, and I don't feel like I can see them enough in this game. But so far, I'm actually impressed. I have played it for just over an hour, and I like it. It plays really well. There's some fun little mini games. You try to hack computers. It's not super difficult. You're just traveling through like a maze, and as you move, the ones and zeros on the digital display move up and down, so you have to get your cursor across without touching the numbers as they scroll down every time you move across. Very simple mechanic, but neat little mini game there to unlock terminals. Now you can get caught while you're unlocking terminals, so you have to kind of still watch your surroundings. And while you're searching enemies, as you're taking gear from your enemies, you can also still be spotted. It takes time to grab an item from a body. So if you're trying to grab an item from a body and somebody spots you, well, now you're into combat. So they've added some interesting mechanics to stuff like that. Usually, like I said, I've been playing Skyrim. So when you want to take something from a body, it's instant. It's in your inventory. It's not so instant here. If you want to take everything from the body, it takes time. And if there are guards around, you may be spotted while trying to loot the body. So that is 7 the Days Long Gone. I'm going to play more for sure. I do like the mechanic. I love the stealth. It works well. I just wish, I'm hoping I can remap the buttons to make it feel a little more natural. And second, I would rather have a better camera angle. I feel like the camera angle's not enough for a true stealth game. Like, I can't see far enough for that. So that's literally everything I played this week. I played that, and I played Skyrim on my Switch.
Are you really going to play it more?
I am.
Next week, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to tell Siri to remind me to ask you in a week if you
we
play
want
that
to see
game
gameplay.
more.
Gameplay next week.
I want to see hour 8 of that game, Sean.
I want this game on the console, is what I really want.
That's what I was thinking. When I saw that on isometric, I'm like, That'd make a good Switch game.
Oh,
That's what that would be.
right, right. Absolutely, it would make a great Switch game. I do. Yes, I plan to play more, but like I said, I would rather play it on a console, for sure.
Yeah.
So, hello, Brian. Brian is now watching us as well. Juggler of Geese on
Three people at once.
Right?
Is that even possible? Can YouTube hold that many?
I don't know if YouTube can handle all this traffic. It's going crazy. It's going crazy.
Shut down YouTube.
Hey guys.
Hey guys. All right, gents. We are so far ahead of time. Like
Seven things.
So we are going to move on to the stuff we like to talk about.
OMG.
All right, gents. So, big news over the last couple of weeks about loot boxes.
Right.
Loot box. Well, in the U.S., there is a U.S. lawmaker who is in the process of laying out plans for an anti-loot box law. An anti-loot box law, gentlemen. They want, okay, so first of all, there's a couple of things in this article that is just weird. First of all, he doesn't quite understand. He admits he doesn't understand the technology behind loot boxes. He actually tries to explain it like this, which I think is complete hogwash. Correct me if you've ever heard this before. Once the algorithm identifies a player who's likely to keep spending money to buy that one unicorn thing that they're after, they lower the odds, and then you keep spending more. That sounds like complete hogwash, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing. I mean, technically, it's super possible. But I've never heard anybody ever make that claim against anyone.
Exactly. But this is one of the things he's talking about when trying to get this law passed.
Yeah. Well, he's not trying to pass a law right now. He's trying to
get reelected and using this as a step.
Yeah. This is most likely the thing. Is he's going to use this. He's just some politician. This is some hot thing that he thinks he can jump on, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But that's not the interesting part. Like, obviously, he's an idiot, and he's just a politician, and he's just talking to get reelected because that's what politicians do, and that's fine.
Now, if you watch the video on the link that we have in our show notes, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Like of course he does.
I don't know if there's a single politician that actually sounds what they know what they're talking about. But.
Maybe, but
that's not why though I added this story. I don't think that this guy's ever going to go and make a law like this. Although it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. There is other countries out there that certainly have.
Yes, they do.
Put in have put in laws. China.
Yeah.
Now China's law is mostly around information. So game companies have to publish the odds of you being able to get a specific item if the objects are not random, if they're weighted and stuff like that. But I think the more interesting thing to me here is the ramifications of a law like this ever being passed. Do we need some kind of legislation? Well, hopefully not, because we never want the government interfering in our hobby, right?
We do not want the government involved.
That's why we have the ESRB. Does the well, and it's not even us. The ESRB is not there to protect us. It's there to protect game publishers. We have the ESA, which is there to protect us.
Right.
So we need the ESA to force the ESRB to start regulating, to get all the publishers on board to regulate themselves. I think that is really what I'd like to see. But the ramifications, just thinking about that for a second, of being able to say oh, loot boxes are like gambling and all this kind of stuff. And I guess it is a form of gambling. I never really thought about it that way. But I guess it could
on the loot box itself. If you're purchasing loot boxes in the hopes of getting this one item, then yes, that is absolutely gambling, in my opinion. Because you have a % chance of getting something that you just paid money for.
Well, it's the same thing, though.
Machine. That is literally a slot machine.
A loot box is a little different because you're getting something it's like buying a pack of baseball cards, right? You don't know what you're getting in that card.
This is
true.
You're
opening it up, Right, so that would mean you could put the same application to sports cards, to those mystery mini box
Magic
Funko
the
things.
Gathering, any kind of trading card game.
That's technically all gambling if you're going to follow under that.
That's not a bad relation there, Tico, because you're right. When you go to the store and you buy a Magic the Gathering pack, you don't know what card you're getting. You're hoping for a good rare card or a foil, but you have no clue if you're going to get one.
Is that not a gamble, though?
Well, exactly, but that's what we're saying. Is that not the same as a loot box in a video game?
Yeah.
So how far does this go? I think that was that's a really good thing to bring up there, Tico.
What's interesting to me is the fact that how much the entire industry would be rocked to its core if loot boxes were suddenly made illegal. Like if you couldn't do it anymore and they're classified as gambling. I mean, that is a huge... I was reading an article... was it an article? It was something. Anyway, it was an investor thing on EA and how much they expect to generate revenue from loot boxes over the course of 2018. And it was an astronomical number.
Wow.
Compared to their base sales, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of publishers are using this to, really supplement their income, and to the detriment of many games. Well, you know what? We'll talk about that in the Game of the Year show, which is coming up soon because I brought that up today. But they're making most of the games now that EA wants to make are going to be games that have all like the loot boxes and stuff in them, and like, what do they do? And then like mobile, like. How many freaking mobile games out there rely on loot box type mechanics?
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of them, not all of them. Some of them just do the whole like, oh, buy 500 barrels of gold and then you can buy items in game. But a lot of them also do the loot box thing. And you think about Battlefront, Call of Duty, Destiny, Overwatch. What's another game that came out recently that has that stuff? Like, I don't know. There's lots of them, though. Like tons
every game does. Even Assassin's Creed, everything has some sort of a chest or box or something like that you can open to get stuff.
Yeah. And that used to be only in free-to-play games. That was really popular in like MMOs and stuff like that. And now it's really found its way into pay-to-play games. I don't know.
Now, to be fair, this U.S. lawmaker is not looking to ban them. At all. That's not the intent here. He wants to lay out a law that games with those mechanics cannot be sold to anyone under the age of 21. So almost to the point where we were going to need like a new rating on a game. So you've got the M-rated games, which should not be sold to anyone under the age of 17. Now they're going to have to create another one that can't be sold to anyone under the age of 21 because it contains gambling mechanics. That's what he's looking to do.
We'll see about that.
Just wait till some of the super religious church going people get a hold of that. They already don't like video games, so now it's video games and gambling.
Right? How about a video game with a gay character and gambling?
Oh my god! No.
Do I get to play as the gay character? Or do I just interact with the gay?
Oh no, you can play as the gay character.
As a gay character, can I interact with other gay characters?
Yes.
All right, I'm in.
Like in Mass Effect.
It's the next OMG It's right there.
All right, man. Okay. Now, you said something earlier, Jeff, and I totally agree. You said when we were talking about 7, The Days Long Gone, you said, man, that would be a great game for the Switch.
Yes.
Well, I found a great article. Basically a dreams list for Nintendo's ports to the Nintendo Switch, and I would love to get your guys' opinions, not necessarily on this particular list, but are there games out there that you'd love to see come to the Switch? You both have Switch. We all have Switches.
We have Switches.
Right. What games would you love to see? On this list are things like Mass Effect Trilogy, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, The Orange Box, Resident Evil 4, Metal Gear Solid. We got Fallout New Vegas on this list, Batman Arkham Asylum, Far Cry 3, and BioShock are among this list.
Okay, first of all, people need to go back and look at Fallout New Vegas. That is not a good-looking game.
Oh, it's not.
That game, the graphics in that game do not hold up at all. I don't know. I mean, you could probably run that on the 3DS.
I think we're talking
What?
remaster. Assuming we're talking remaster
I don't
as
think
opposed
we're-
to just a re-release.
I don't think we're talking remaster with a
Well,
lot
this
of
is
these.
it's a wish list, anyways. We can talk however we want. So we're
Okay,
talking
so-
these games remastered.
Mass Effect, yes.
Yeah, I
That'd be
would
awesome.
play Mass Effect again on anything. I don't care what. I would play it on this beer bottle if it came out for that.
Oh, so Mass
I
Effect
love the-
is to you what Skyrim is to me.
No, I love Skyrim too.
Actually-
I'm still playing Skyrim on my PlayStation. I haven't beat it yet.
That's true. That's true.
I got one more, so I'm not gonna buy it again to start all over again.
But Sean would.
Sean did.
Sean did.
Yeah.
And now you've got him excited about that beer bottle Skyrim that he's looking forward to.
Right?
I mean,
I'm sure if we sent a letter to Bethesda, they would go, we could make that happen.
beer bottle Skyrim.
They'll put Skyrim on anything.
Anything.
Those guys.
Exactly.
They really
It's
would.
only a matter of time before it comes to iOS and Android.
Remember
You know
those
that.
old little Tamagotchi things? I want to play Skyrim on that. Or no, let's go back to
It'll happen.
Dreamcast, the VMU, the virtual memory units for Dreamcast.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got one downstairs.
I
You
want
want to go get it?
I want Skyrim on that.
No problem.
Okay.
But to be honest, I don't think we're talking on this list Orange Box and BioShock and those are some really great games. I wouldn't play any of those on the Switch because I've already played them.
I would play of the ones on those lists. I think there's only two that I kind of agree with. Well, maybe three, because any Assassin's Creed, yeah, I'll play that. But Mass Effect, and I'd probably play the first BioShock if it came to Switch. But
No,
I don't know if I would play all the rest. But outside that list, are there any games that you guys have thought, man, I'd love to play that game on the Switch?
Phantasy Star Online.
Ooh.
I love that game.
Oh man, that's like
Or
Dreamcast
Phantasy Star
days.
Universe or
No, it was
yeah,
famous.
there was a Xbox. I think there was an Xbox one, maybe even an Xbox 360 one.
Yeah, Fantasy Star Universe, I think.
Yeah, I would love to see a Phantasy Star game because to me, Phantasy Star is well. I guess to me, it's a Sega thing, but to me, that's the kind of game that I would like to play on the Switch. And I think that we could use one of those multiplayer MMO hybrid-y type experiences.
I played
on the Switch.
I played the demo for Octopath Traveler for Square Enix. Man, that is a good RPG.
That's good. It's hard.
Oh
as
yes.
nails, though.
Oh yes.
I was not prepared for the difficulty in that game.
Right? Wow.
Yeah. I hit a wall hard and fast, and I gave up. And I think I uninstalled it even.
Well, yeah, I played enough. I'll wait for it to come out. But yeah, I played the
Yeah.
demo finally the other day. So I guess I did play something other than Skyrim. Yeah, it was fun.
If Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out for Switch, I'd play it on the Switch.
I'd play a Final Fantasy for sure.
Yeah,
Even
those would be good.
remember Lost Odyssey for the 360? Loved that. That was a fantastic RPG.
Yeah, that'll never happen. Though.
But
Dark Cloud. You remember Dark Cloud?
Vaguely.
I didn't get into Dark
I like-
Cloud. But
I
yeah,
like
Final
Dark Cloud.
Fantasy on the Switch, the Final Fantasy remake, that would be good. I don't know. Like I said a couple weeks ago. I don't want to see it become the system that everyone just ports games to. But as I was playing, like you said, 7, The Days Long Gone, all I'm thinking is, man, I just want to play this on the Switch. This would be so good, Yeah, Tico, how about yourself? Any?
Oh, Diablo 3.
Oh,
I
yes.
played Diablo
yes.
on the Switch
Nice
for sure.
isometric game would play great on there.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of these things, I've played all of them already. I've already played a lot of these already twice because they've been remastered on
Right, you want
current gen.
So you want the portable remaster so you can play it a third time.
I don't mind the idea of a portable remaster of any of these things, but there's nothing that jumps out at me like, oh man, I really have to play that makes me really want to, I'd like to see some old stuff get remastered, and pop up on there.
I really want to see new games in current IPs to come to the Switch. I'd love to see an Assassin's Creed on it.
Developed for the Switch.
Developed for the Switch, sure, or whatever. I don't know, but I would love to see a current popular IP also come to the Switch. That's what I'd like to see, not just a remaster and a port.
Yeah.
So, How about the original Dragon Age?
Well, I don't know if you and I love that game, and there is a smattering of us who do. But I think if you were to go back and play that game, like, I love it, but the combat mechanics were so weird.
Yeah.
Because it had that auto battle thing.
It really didn't hold up over time, did it?
Yeah. No, it had a really hard development life cycle because that was a game that was in development when EA bought BioWare, and then they forced them to release the console version at the same time, and the console version was really watered down compared to the PC version, and blah 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 blah. So, I mean, it's a great game, but I don't know if it would do well on the Switch.
Yeah, fair enoug. Well, speaking of games that we love, or did love and did play for quite a while, The Division got a free new update this week, update 1.8, which normally we don't talk about the updates for The Division.
Why are we talking about this? We haven't played Division in years.
No, we haven't played Division in a long time. The reason I bring this one up is because this actually adds a new area to it.
What?
The biggest addition is the West Side Pier, a completely new area stretched over 2 sections, Piers North and Piers South, containing a new safe house that will act as a new social hub similar to the terminal. This area also features new dynamic spawning system for enemies, as well as new daily and special assignments. In this area, the enemy factions are teaming up to take on the Division.
Really?
So they've added a lot. And that's just one piece of what 1.8 does.
Yeah.
That's not the news to me. The news to me is Ubisoft still spending money on the Division.
Man, I just want more story, though, right? Where's the Division 2 or something?
I don't know. I'm just really shocked that they're still pouring money into that game. And don't get me wrong, I like the Division. I've been thinking about every time it goes on sale, I'm like, maybe I should buy it for PlayStation and play it again on a real console.
Whoa, snap.
That was jab.
That was it.
Shots fired right across Tico's bow.
You can play it on PlayStation. Go right ahead.
I don't have it on PlayStation. I have it on Xbox. But I've been thinking about, like, I would totally play that game again. I enjoyed that game for what it was.
Oh, man, I loved that game. You know that. Yeah. Man, I became an amazing sniper in that game. I made Jeff proud. Jeff's a sniper, and I made him proud.
No, you did. It was great. That was such a great game. I mean, when it was done, it was done. That was the thing about the Division.
Yeah, exactly.
It was really good right up until you finished it, and all their end game content was awful.
Yep.
And delayed for any of there's a lot of the extra stuff that was supposed to be coming out that got significantly delayed as well.
Yeah, I think all the DLC's out now, though. I mean,
it's all out now. Like Underground got delayed like several months, though. So anybody who had finished the main content of the game was sitting around twiddling their thumbs for a while and sort of forgot about it. Because I don't think I've been back in since
we played last
1.1.
We should reach out to our Ubisoft guy, see if we can get some PlayStation goodness from him.
Yeah,
we could just play it on the Xbox,
or we could.
No, I'm gonna redo it.
We could start again.
I'll wait till the Christmas sales come out in a few
weeks. It's on for $29 right now. It just dropped to $29.96.
Does that include all the DLC though?
No, I think the season pass is on sale for $20, according to Glenn on our feed right now.
Well, there you go.
Thank you, kind sir.
So, anyway, that is the Division.
The super sale.
And we have a new Portal coming too. I don't know if you guys saw the great news.
What?
There's a new Portal game coming. Did you see this? Yeah.
What?
Is it a mobile game?
It's called Bridge Constructor Portal. Do you remember Bridge Constructor? I think I reviewed it a while back. Yeah, Bridge Constructor and Portal had a baby. And
how drunk do the people who make these games have to be to have this come up? Like what kind? I want to be at that E3 after party that these guys are sitting around drinking at and came up with this. I want to be a part of that conversation.
Right?
That must have been a great conversation.
So
I got a great idea.
Yeah, GLaDOS returns.
Let me tell you about my idea.
Like I just picture that old commercial, the peanut butter and the chocolate, and the guys bump into each other. You got peanut butter in my chocolate. That's what I picture happening here.
Jeff's drunk.
Dying again.
Jeff's so drunk he's dying on screen. Anyway, yeah. So Portal and Bridge Constructor. So you're going to use portals to get your truck or your cars across the bridge. And it's like, wait a minute. It's so crazy. I want to play it.
I kind of, and it's coming out December 20th too. So we're 2 weeks away.
But I want it on the Switch.
Yeah, well, console editions will follow in early 2018, Sean.
Yeah, it's
early 2018.
It's coming to PC first, right?
Yeah, PC, Mac, OS, and Linux for $10, $5 for iOS and Android.
Oh, see, $5 on the mobile, and then it'll come to Switch. I guarantee you. You watch.
Yeah, if there's an iOS and Android version, I don't see how they can't make this available on the Switch.
But it's pretty darn awesome. They're actually bringing GLaDOS back for it too. It's not just a mashup of the portals. It's full on Portal with Bridge Constructor. So you're actually in the Aperture Labs again, building bridges using portals and bridge mechanics.
You're in the Aperture Lab.
Sorry. Yeah, you need a mic, Jeff.
That would help.
Yeah. All right. I say we play this.
Oh, definitely. We are definitely going to play this.
What are we playing?
Bridge Constructor Portal.
What's that?
Did he just spend that entire time coughing and not?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
He's
I'm
just
kidding. Let's move on, boys.
Moving on.
All right. Well, Polygon started this week coming out with their
Ugh.
oh, I know, right? Okay, first of all, let's just talk about it. Polygon begins their countdown to the top 10 games of 2017, and so far they've only got 10, 9, 8, and 7. They're doing one per day. Okay, they've done 4 so far. Number 10, top 10, number 10, Wolfenstein 2 is their 10th game for the year. Okay. Number 9, a game called Everything. I don't
maybe
even...
they're just saying everything. Everything else.
Everything else is number 9.
Wolfenstein is last. Wolfenstein is last. Everything else released in 2017.
No, there is a very strange game out there called Everything. I don't know much about it other than it looks really, really strange. But here's where this list falls apart. In my personal, humble little opinion. Number 8, which means there are 7 games ahead of it, in their opinion. Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay, listen. I love this game. Jeff, you and I were talking about, you and I both said the exact same thing. It's like, okay, sure, maybe there's some games that could be better than Horizon. But this game has been, you just muted yourself, Jeff.
Damn it. There could be some games that some people would consider better than Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
Not that there are games that could be better. Some people could consider games to be better than Horizon Zero Dawn.
Right. But Jeff and I were thinking, we're hard pressed to think of games like just a few games better than Horizon, let alone 7 games that are better than Horizon.
7 games that are better than
All right.
I can't think of 7 games better than Horizon.
I'm a bit more objective here. I really enjoyed Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm a bit more objective than you might be. And even I'm looking at number 7 on this list saying, what the hell?
Right? What is number 7?
Number 7 they have listed as Prey.
Yeah, they listed Prey as better than Horizon.
Not a bad game, but definitely not better, even in my opinion, than Horizon Zero Dawn.
Sorry, say that again?
I said that even in my opinion, Horizon Zero Dawn deserves to be much further up this list. I don't know what else they're going to have on this list.
Right?
It's Polygon.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what number 1's going to be. I guarantee you number 1 will be Zelda for the Switch.
Or some obscure indie game.
Maybe, yep. And maybe Mario Odyssey. So, in my opinion, thinking of what games have been out there, I'm thinking, okay, what could they possibly think is better than Horizon? 7 games better. I'm thinking, okay, Mario Odyssey maybe? I don't know, I haven't played it, but I know it's getting good reviews.
Mario Odyssey,
Zelda was getting perfect reviews across the board. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe that's really high. Okay, I get it.
Mario versus Rabbids will probably be
better than Horizon, though.
That's good. That's not better than Horizon Zero Dawn.
I don't think
but neither is Prey.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm thinking of things that could be on this list.
Yeah, but maybe Resident Evil 7. That could be on the list. I heard that got
really
amazing reviews as well.
It does. It's a good game for people who enjoy that type of game, who can manage something without getting too scared.
It's a return to form.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I need water. I'm gonna die.
Jeff's gonna die. It's a return to form for Resident Evil. Is really what it is. So I could see that, but
really well done.
Wow. I was like, wait a second. How is Horizon number 8? It is honestly, and I'm not. Well, hey, I'm a gamer. I'm allowed my opinion. It is a superior game to Prey, for example, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand how it got listed at number 8. It's so weird to me.
Maybe somebody at Polygon is dyslexic.
Oh, they're doing it backwards.
And they're just doing it backwards.
So you're saying Wolfenstein 2 is their number 1 game?
No, I'm saying it's jumbled all over the place.
Oh, it's random.
Maybe it's random. Maybe they're gonna give us here's the 10 things, and now here's the order, and that gives us them another 10 days.
Maybe this isn't. Maybe it's not number 8. It's just here's a list of 10 games that are the best of the year in no particular order.
Yes.
I still don't think.
However, they do number them, so that sort of does put them in a particular order.
I know. On the same note, I thought this was funny because on the same note, I found an article that is GameSpot's lowest rated games of the year. And I'm only going to list the ones that we have personally, some of us on this show have played. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3, which Tico, you and I did an OMG Hits for.
Yes.
They rated it 5 out of 10.
That's about on par with what it probably should be.
It wasn't
terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't. It wasn't that terrible, but it didn't do anything new. It didn't bring anything exciting to the genre either.
I agree. I mean, Sniper Elite 4 was far superior. What else is on this? Siberia 3, which I played on PS4, that got a 4 out of 10. That was an adventure game, third in the series. I don't know if it was worthy of a 4. I mean, it wasn't a great game, but I don't know if I'd give it a 4. Here's the one that really got me. The Town of Light, which you guys know I loved. Ari and I played through that multiple endings. It is a game I got a platinum trophy on PS4. Ari and I played it for several days in a row. It's not a long game, but I loved it. The experience was incredible. And they gave it a 4 out of 10.
That's one of those ones. It takes a specific type of gamer to enjoy that sort of thing, and I don't know if it deserved. Yeah, I haven't played the actual game yet, but I have played what we played at PAX and really enjoyed that. And
I don't think it. Listen, I'm not saying it's a Game of the Year contender. Far from it. It's a short thing. It's an indie game, but I don't think it deserves the lowest rated game of the year. 4 out of 10.
It has a very positive rating on Steam.
Yeah.
On the user reviews.
I
like it.
The experience of Town of Light is phenomenal. It's really thought-provoking. It's fantastic. It's based on real events that happened in a psych ward in the 40s. You kind of understand what things were like back then. Really great game. Loved it. Agents of Mayhem. Tico, you played that game.
I played a ton of this game.
Is it worth 4 out of 10?
It's about right, to be entirely honest. Now, that being said, it's a very fun 4 out of 10.
Is it?
I enjoyed it. It's stupid. It's not very well thought out. The game, the storyline is pretty ridiculous and everything like that. But it's fun to play. It's one of those you can turn the volume off. You can watch a movie while you're playing and just running around and shooting things.
Yeah,
but 4 out of 10 seems about right.
Okay, fair. Now, Sid Bolton did a little checking for us. He's our news hound today. Metacritic for Town of Light was a 67. So that's
like 6.7 out of 10.
Well, exactly. That's a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10, not a 4. And I would agree with that. I would agree with a 6.5 to a 7 for the Town of Light, even though it's literally one of my only platinum trophies. And I worked to get the platinum trophy specifically. There were certain trophies I didn't have, and I went back to get them because I just enjoyed the game so much. Okay, 2 more. 2 more that I think I agree with this next one. Elix, a game that Tico and I loved at PAX, has the PAX curse. 4 out of 10. I was excited for this game coming out of PAX. But
was that the post-apocalyptic
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
or action RPG thing?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Like a Fallout type game, but
Yeah,
just
okay.
not well done at all. Not at all.
That's okay.
Overly ambitious is what I want to say about that one.
Yeah, yeah, indie. Jeff, you're saying they always have ambition, the indie RPG developers. Lots of ambition and not enough money to see it through.
Not enough dev power. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, a more recent game, probably the biggest game on the list, Need for Speed Payback gets a 5 out of 10.
They were generous with a couple of those points, I think, for that one. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take 2 points from Need for Speed and add them to Town of Light.
Oh, then Need for Speed is down to 3.
Yeah, and Town of Light's up to a 6, which is fair. I think that's reasonable. So let's make those changes.
Okay. So
Jeff, make that happen.
I'm on it.
On my desk by tomorrow morning.
I honestly can't disagree with most of the things on the list. I don't know if I'd give Ghost Warrior 3 a 5. I'd give it a little bit more. And I certainly wouldn't give Town of Light a 4. That's for sure. Elix, yes, I'll give that a 4. Need for Speed, I haven't played. I can't judge. Tico, you say you agree with that?
Yeah, it's not very well done.
Okay.
And loot boxes.
Oh, yes, and loot boxes. That might be why the score is only a 5.
Yeah.
All right, one more piece of news that I'm excited for. It came out today. It's official. There is a new Tomb Raider game in development, but they're not announcing the date or the title yet because what they want to do, and which I like. So a couple of weeks ago, remember, we talked about a game. They announced a game that isn't coming for another 4 years. Well, they want to take the opposite approach. They want the announcement, the period between the announcement and when we can play the game, to be as short as possible. That's what they're trying to do with the new Tomb Raider. So by the time they announce it, they want us to be playing it probably like a couple of months later, not a year later or more.
Wait, what? But they announced something today.
They announced that they're making one, but they haven't. There's no title. There's no release date. And
they announced that they're going to make an announcement.
It's an announcement of announcement. Yeah.
Okay.
What they're saying is they're very excited. I'll read the note that they sent out, and this will explain it all. Square Enix is excited to share some big news with you next year. Honestly, we wish we could share it with you right now, but we're taking a new approach this time. A new Tomb Raider game is coming. Driven by our goal of putting our fans first, we want you to know that it won't be very long between the official reveal and when you can play. So the reveal, like gameplay. Ugh. Our journey together will begin with a major event in 2018. We simply can't wait to take you on Lara Croft's defining adventure. I think that 2018 event is the movie, which is coming out, I think, in March. So I predict that as of March, we're going to learn about the new game, and it'll come out, like, I don't know, in the summer, maybe.
It'll be an after-credit sequence from the movie.
Right. There you go. Stay through the credits. I'm seeing that movie. I don't know about you guys.
To be honest with you, that would be an awesome way to do a reveal, is do after credits.
It actually would. You're right. I'm going to see that movie for sure in the theater. I'm excited. Yeah. The movie looks amazing.
Yeah. I didn't even know it was a movie. Who's Lara Croft this time?
What's her name? Something Vic Alex.
I don't know who it is, to be honest with you.
She's new?
Yeah,
she's been in stuff. Hang on, I'll look her up.
She's new to us. I don't know who she is.
She's been in stuff. There's stuff.
I know she's been in stuff.
I'm no, but there's stuff that we would recognize.
Really?
Tomb Raider.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Alicia Vikander.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I don't know that name.
She was in Ex Machina and the Danish Girl.
Didn't see it.
Bunch of Jason Bourne.
Didn't see it.
The Man from Uncle.
Didn't see it.
Tico.
Tico.
Tico. Very soon you're going to learn that I don't watch movies.
Tico.
Come on, I'm yeah.
We don't know who she is.
Well, I've seen her in stuff.
Tico.
I don't know. Yeah.
You watch more stuff than we do.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Just like you play more games than we do.
Yeah.
You button press. I mean, that includes television.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyway, that is it for episode number 277. Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Sid.
But don't forget what's happening tonight, too.
Oh yes, so
After the
tonight is the Game Awards.
Yes.
Oh, we should end today with Tico fun fact number 8.
Oh
Jeff, Jeff, why don't you tell us what is the final fun fact?
Can't. You read it. If I try to talk too much, I'm going to start coughing.
He's going to die. Fun
I
fact
knackered my throat.
number 8, the final fun fact before we find out tonight at the Game Awards that Tico wins Trending Gamer 2017. Fun fact number 8, video games aren't released in the fall because it's close to Christmas. They're released in the fall because that's when Tico's birthday is. Every publisher knows this.
It's very important. Very important.
Fun fact. So tonight, 8:30 Eastern is the Game Awards. And then this coming weekend is the PlayStation Experience. So,
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So we're going to have stuff to discuss next week on episode 278. And then the following week, we're going to do our end of the year review show.
I have a feeling next week we're going to be talking about how lame the Game Awards are.
I think you're not wrong.
Yeah. I think it's good. It gives us topics for a whole show.
That has been a tradition the last few years. I expect nothing different this year.
Fun fact number 9. Apparently, Sid knows a little bit about you, Tico. Sid says the fun fact number 9 is that Tico once broke 6 joysticks in a row playing track and field on the Commodore 64.
That is true. But it was the pressure pads. So, I mean, that was just because I needed to lose a couple of pounds.
Anyway, that's it for episode 277. Thanks for listening. Thanks, gentlemen, for watching. Thanks for anyone who's watching after the fact. Jeff, can you speak for a few minutes? A few seconds?
Yes. There's show notes. You can find them on omgnexus.com. You can follow this show on Twitter at omgnexus. And you can follow me on Twitter. I'll find something new to tweet about next week. At Cynics, SINNIX.
And I, of course, am Ziantane. That is XIANTAYNE. If you like us, give us a like. Subscribe to our channel. And give us a comment. And look at what Jeff's putting up on screen.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place. You can follow the show on Twitter at the OMG Hour.
All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with the results of the Game Awards and how much we hated it.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.